Hello everyone, my name is the linguistic component in reading. The linguistic component in reading included knowledge of vocabulary, punctuation, phonological occurrences, and decoding skills. It involves the reader's knowledge of linguistic structures to understand the text. Structures linguistics, a set of views of language and the methods of his research. For example, pragmatics, semantics, syntax, morphology, and others. An example, we choose 7th grade text about big red London buses. And first of all, I want to say about semantics. Semantics is a study of meaning in language, and we see word in the text. For example, pass. Pass, it's like a ticket that can be used multiple times, and passengers, they are people who goes by bus. Second example, it's about a pragmatist. A pragmatist can consider something to be true without needing to confirm that it is universally true. For example, its sentence, since 1911, the big red motor bus has...
So, social linguistics is a descriptive study of the effect of any and all aspects of society, including cultural norms, expectations, and the context on the way language is used and society's effect on language. Social linguistics is a descriptive study of the effect of any and all aspects of society, including cultural norms, expectation, and context on the way language is used and society's effect on language. It can overlap with the sociology of language, which focus on the effect of language on society. Sociolinguistics overlaps considerably with pragmatics and is closely related to linguistic anthropology. Sociolinguistics can be studied in various ways, such as interviews with speakers of the language, matched case tests, and other observations or studies related to dialect and speaking. Talking about studying sociolinguistics in the 7th grade, the book Excel has exercises such as dialogies of a test for certain texts in which sociolinguistic components are used. This is, as I said before, interviews or tests to determine a certain period.
I choose the discourse competence in the reading. In the research category of discourse analysis, cohesion and coherence are the core contents of discourse linguistics. Cohesion and coherence are two important but different concepts. Coherence organized from the semantic content of the text, while cohesion involves the structural form of the text. Coherence refers to the grammatical or lexical connection between paragraph or grammar or vocabulary. These two aspects are related. This connection may exist between different sentences or between several parts of the sentence. The next is discourse analysis examples. This is an oral passage. Ellen's conversation with the waiter when she accompanied Mary to choose clothes in the store. And the article is short in length and simple in language, but the whole article is coherent and compact. For example, in first sentence, excuse me, could you help me? I would like to exchange this feature. This feature typically it's exphoric reference. That is the explanation of the meaning of language. It directly depends on something in the external objective environment, which refers to the sweater that Ella wanted to return at that time. And the second sentence, what's the problem with it? It's personal reference. And the third sentence, It also means personal reference. In the third sentence, I think I want something plainer. Plainer can be understood as comparative reference, which secretly echoes I don't really like it in the previous sentence. And in the first sentence, I say, well, why don't you look around? I say seems to close ellipses, omitting the well-known. What do you mean? And in conclusion, this is a real oral communications. We can see that the whole communication is very cohesive and the answer are appropriate. The speaker has consciously used the mean of discourse cohesion, which has achieved the effect or successful communication.
And the last one is the strategic competence. The process of comprehending the text begins before the children can read. And when someone reads the pictures on the book to them and they listen to the words, see the pictures in the book and may start to associate with the words, they are hearing it. And also, in order to learn comprehension, strategy students need modeling, practice, and the feedback. And they are, the key comprehension strategies are described. And as I said, we have so many keys of comprehension. They are using prior knowledge, questioning, predicting, identifying the main idea, visualizing, and making inferences. You see the story maps. Teacher can have student diagram the story grammar of the text to raise the awareness of the elements that after uses to construct the story. The story grammar includes a setting when and where the story takes place, and characters. Characters, it's the people or animals in the story, and the plots. Plots, it's the storyline, which typically includes one or more problems, and them, the overriding lesson or main idea that the author wants the readers to glean from the story. The following method is KWL chart. It's an effective method for students to understand the essence. The first column is what I know. Before the students read the text, we should ask them what they already know about the topic. The second column is what I want to know, and ask students to write a question about what they want to learn from the reading the text, and they need to write them. And for example, students may wonder if some of the facts offered in this column are true. And the last one is what I learned. As they read the text, the students should answer the question on the second column and write their answers in this L column, as I said, with anything else they learn. And also, for example, for the home task, we can use the method retelling. Asking students to retell the story in their own words forces them to analyze the content to determine what is important. And also we can use the method like answering for the conclusion of the lesson. Asking students different types of the question requires that to find the answer in the different ways.